Welcome to the GCN Tech Show.
This week, we've got a couple of helmets, some Go Faster tech, a new Seller Italia flight saddle, plus our Type A merch giveaway, your upgrades, and the Bike Vault.
Plus, we've got our main talking point, will your next new bike be leased?
First, the poll from last week, in which we asked, what's your favourite type of bolt, Torx or Allen head?
Yeah.
Right, the result, what's your favourite?
Well, I actually voted for Torx.
Okay, well the result was Allen head, 65% to an overwhelming victory. People prefer Allen bolts over Torx bolts.
Oh.
Bike industry, listen, make everything Allen bolts.
Fair enough.
Well, actually, no, I don't fully agree with that. I think...
Bit of both.
Yeah, bit of both.
Big Torx bolts, a bit better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little Torx bolts, they seem to round out. I'm not a fan of little itty-bitty ones.
No. Anyway,
Chainring ones, they're good.
On to the main talking point.
Yes.
Will your next bike be leased? Because the bike industry is changing the way that you could be buying your next bike.
Yeah, many of you will be familiar with the idea of the automotive industry selling bikes through finance. In fact, you know, up to 90% of cars in the UK are now sold as part of some kind of finance deal. And when you consider that many bikes, you know, cost the price of a used car or a cheap car.
Yeah, the gap's getting smaller between them now.
Yeah,
isn't it?
leasing or buying one on finance, it's not a big stretch.
No. Before we go into the details of this, the basic premise is that instead of paying for your bike outright in one lump sum, you spread the cost over monthly payments and in theory, make having a brand new bike slightly more affordable.
Yeah, and what prompted this was the news last week that Volkswagen, or WAV, as they're known in Germany, will be offering finance and leasing deals for bikes and e-bikes ranging from €500 to €10,000.
And their intention is to roll this out through approximately 600 shops across Germany.
Yeah, but before we go into this topic further, let's fire a poll up. Would you lease your next bike rather than buy it outright if it meant you could get a better spec bike?
God, that's a good poll. The bike industry could head down this route, so I guess let's take a look at the advantages and some of the potential disadvantages of this.
Well, firstly, an advantage for the consumer is that you get to walk away with a brand new, shiny, latest bike that's of a better spec than what you could ordinarily afford if you just paid for it up front in one go. And you'd imagine that perhaps it would work in a similar way to the car industry, where this is you lease a bike over a set period, typically 2 to 4 years in the automotive industry.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that period, you trade in or you trade up.
Yeah, that's right, but that's great if you don't have the latest and greatest kit all of the time and not actually own what is a depreciating asset, because effectively you're doing a long-term rental over that product, aren't you?
UK company Hope has a cool spin on this as well, where you can effectively rent a child's bike off them and then trade it in and swap it for a bigger one as and when the child has grown and requires the next size up, which is a great way to ensure that kids ride quality bikes that fit them. But it also means that as a parent, you're not shelling out on, you know, loads of brand new bikes for your kids, and it's probably a bit more environmentally friendly as well, sort of recycling bikes and things.
Leasing could also make expensive e-bikes far more accessible to the wider market, because we tend to focus on performance road bikes, but it's actually fantastic to see more e-bikes about, and making them available to more people can only be a good thing. And I'd far rather see more e-bikes around the city than what I would cars.
Oh, absolutely. In addition, car companies and theoretical bike companies in this discussion find it attractive because they can sell more product and turn over more product. They can also make money from servicing and reconditioning product and reselling product, you know, maintenance, things like that, and also get commission from selling financial products too.
Also, there's a potential benefit of helping grow the entire cycling community. I mean, it's pure speculation, but it could help cycling in lots of different ways. I mean, just imagine if there was more money available to help both men's and women's cycling just grow even bigger than it is.
Yeah.
It's going to help everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, if cycling is a bigger thing, then there's going to be just more money and it'll help the professional side be even better.
Yeah. There are potential downsides though, because building a new bike does have a carbon footprint to it, and if people only keep a new bike for a couple of years and then bin them off for a new one then it flies in the face of the environmental benefits of cycling.
That said, the car market, you know, does a great job of reconditioning the finance cars and selling them as, quality approved, used cars, and then they're very popular on the market, and there's a lot of good ones out there with relatively low mileage at a fraction of the cost. And you can imagine that the bike industry could go a similar way, and to be fair, it's sort of what Hope is currently doing.
And we kind of see it on a far smaller scale with X-Pro team bikes, because you can get new Durays at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, I mean, X-Pro team bikes are really popular, aren't they? And brands that do them, like Canyon, for example, they often attach a warranty onto that.
Oh, they go quick though, don't they?
Yeah.
Another downside though is that you don't technically own the bike in a lease deal, and the same with a finance deal. You don't own the bike until the finance is fully paid.
Yeah, you'd probably want to take out insurance, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. I have actually fallen victim to this before, because one of my very first road bikes I purchased on finance, and a matter of weeks later broke the frame, so then not only had to buy a new frame to replace it, I then had to carry on paying the finance of the broken bike. It's just no fun.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
No fun.
But you can see the attraction. Most people, buy new bikes coming out pretty much every year, and then someone buys a bike, typically keeps it for a few years, and then sells it on, but not having to worry about how much money they'll get for it when they try and sell it when they want to buy it.
Yeah, like the used market and all sorts of things, especially bikes, is particularly risky. You just don't know the value of something, do you, that few years down the line? The motor industry has a number of different finance schemes available, and one of the most common and popular is a PCP, which is a personal contract plan, which effectively means you're only financing a certain part of that vehicle or bike, for example, and at the end of your agreed term, you simply give the bike back in the agreed fair condition that you're contracted to. You either buy or refinance the outstanding value of the bike, or you sell the bike yourself in a private sale, pay the finance company back what they're owed, and then if there's any surplus, then it's yours to keep and put towards a new bike.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, and it'll be interesting to see if it takes off in the bike industry in the way that it has in the automotive sector. And to be honest, I think if it helps people sort of, make owning your dream bike easier, you can see people going for it.
Yeah, it's very attractive. Lots of interesting thoughts there, and I'm not sure if I'm for or against it yet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sat on the fence. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Enjoying the conversation.
Guys, time now for Hot Tech, and first up, we've got the results of our competition from the virtual Taipei Bike Show, where we asked you to hunt out some tech.
Yes, and the winner, the comment we've picked out, which was underneath the Taipei Bike Show video, is from Dennis Seligin. I think I've pronounced that incorrectly. Who says, the coolest thing at the show has got to be the Form 3L 3D printer. I also love the Joe Blow pump that removes the valve core and reinserts it after inflating. Get in contact, Dennis, on Facebook, and we will get some merch out to you. That'll be cool. Speaking of which, that Joe Blow pump.
Yeah.
I think whenever we show that pump from now on, we also need to when you say the name of it, you've got to say the name of it to Ruby Tuesday by the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
So it's Joe Blow,
to be two stage.
There you go.
Right, we've sung about it already, so let's talk about it. This is the Joe Blow 2B two-stage track pump.
I'm so excited that we've actually got one of these in the studio now.
When I heard this had arrived today, I ran straight upstairs to get it.
I've never been this excited about a pump.
I know, it's just amazing. So, two-stage track pump, which means it's got high volume and then a high pressure setting, which is adjusted using this nice little handle here. And one of its most unique and distinctive features is this sort of clear pump head, which means you can see the valve core as you're putting it in. And one of the common problems with tubeless tyres is it's quite hard to pump them up sometimes, and you have to remove the valve core. So what this pump does is it has an inbuilt sort of valve core remover to it. So you simply put the pump on the valve, pop this in there, unscrew your valve core, pump away to your heart's content with it on the high volume setting, put your valve core back in once your tyres are popped on, high pressure, job done. Life is easy. You can get back to riding your bike and have no trouble.
I need that in my life. I never knew I needed that in my life.
Me neither.
Now it's been invented.
It's the most excited I've been for a pump.
Next up, we have new helmets spotted on the heads of Groupama FDJ. So whilst watching the excellent GCN Plus Paris-Nice coverage this week, we've spotted that the Groupama FDJ riders have a new Giro Aero helmet that's definitely not the Giro Vanquish Aero helmet, and it has a different venting structure at the front. And we reached out to Giro and they're remaining annoyingly tight-lipped about this new helmet, so the details on it are thin on the ground at the moment. But I guess it's a case of watch this space and we'll tell you as soon as we know.
We did promise 2 helmets on this week's tech show, so next up, Specialized have launched a new helmet called the Prevail 2 Vent.
The Prevail has been Specialized's kind of lightweight climbing helmet for a while now, but this new one has robotically spun aramid fibres to make it stronger, which is cool if you're a nerd like me, because aramid's what's used in bulletproof vests.
It's interesting to see the designers not just using a polycarbonate shell and expanded polystyrene. This helmet features MIPS system, and its new construction, Specialized claims, offers 18% better airflow over your head. Although we can only imagine, because here in the UK at the moment it's freezing cold and we're all about trying to keep warm.
Yeah, trying to keep the heat in, not trying to increase the airflow.
Yeah. Saddle Italia has a new version of its Flight saddle, and if you remember last year, we took a look at the classic Flight, which has been revised in a shorter boost version.
Yes, it's now got the Pro treatment. So it's available in a Kit Carboneo, top-of-the-range, pro-level carbon railed version, and it's still available in the same S3 and L3 sizes. And a feature I really like about these boost saddles is even though they are a little bit shorter, they've been designed with a longer rail than what the longer saddles used to have, which means you just get more adjustment fore and aft on the rail clamp, which I think is a neat idea.
Oh, interestingly, also the saddle choice of Matthew van der Poel, which means if we were to get this saddle, we could presumably drop Alaphilippe up 15% gradients.
Good plan.
Yeah. Right, final bit of hot tech this week, and yesterday, Ollie promised me he had something special in store for today.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Wahoo acquired Speedplay pedals. And they've sent me a box, okay? I've got it here. It's a very nice looking box. But they've said I can't show you what's inside it yet, it's top secret.
Okay.
And I've got to cover up the picture on the front with my fingers.
Well, the box certainly looks very good.
It's a very nice looking box, isn't it? Well, it's seriously cool what's in here, but it's top secret for now. So
stay tuned.
So you've seen enough of that.
More hot tech next week. Guys, time now for one of my favourite parts of the show, Snacks of the Week. What have we got this week?
The most successful feature in GCN history, I think, this.
It is actually. I'll tell you what, we need to do a special edition Snacks of the Week special one week.
I don't think my waistline can take it, mate. I've got a letter here from Dr. Jarvis Hammond from Munich, Deutschland, München. With the 20th of March fast approaching, Jesper, my son, and I thought it might be a good way of celebrating the fingers crossed up and coming race. And so says his German wife is so impressed with your Ollie pronunciation of Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte that she suggested we send you one of these. But he said he didn't think it will survive in the post, so instead he sent some Haribo. I am a big fan of Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte.
What actually is it? Amazing pronunciation.
It is Black Forest Gatto.
Oh, that would have been a lot easier to say. I mean, I'm not sure if people are particularly aware of the premise of Snacks of the Week.
These look great.
But have you seen what I've got?
Oh, yeah. So these are German Haribo, which means that they're better. So they're Haribo strawberries, but in German, they're called Primavera Erdbeeren.
I mean, amazing pronunciation.
Erdbeeren. I think that's Erdbeeren.
I mean, I know you're amazed by those, but have you noticed I'm holding 2 jars of mixed
Haribo
pickle?
macht Kinder. Nice. What have you got? I got Haribo.
Oh, it's nice you asked me. I hadn't actually mentioned it yet. I've got 2 jars of mixed pickle. A unique combination of sweet mangoes, tangy limes, carrot and green chilies. According to the package, number 3 on the chili scale.
See it off.
I'll probably just get myself a spoon and have that for lunch.
Oh, nice. No mystery snack submission. No one knows where it's from.
No address on the box. No nothing. Just some kind person has sent me in 2 jars of mixed pickle.
Well, cheers, Jarvis
and
Jesper, or Jarvis.
More snacks next week. Hopefully, a little bit of an upgrade from the mixed pickles.
Oh, these are good.
Oh, you enjoy those yourself.
Cha-ching! Time now for Screw Riding Upgrades by Upgrades, where you submit upgrades and modifications that you've made to your bikes, equipment or cycling lives for a chance to win the ultimate prize, the GCN water bottle. You do this in the GCN app. What were the results from last week?
If you remember last week, we had J Wood's 1986 Park Tools Ultra Tidy Toolbox up against C Francisco's 50-hour restoration, and the results are in. 62% J Wood's 1986 Park Tools Ultra Tidy Toolbox taking the win this week. Get in touch over on Facebook and we'll get the water bottle out to you.
Yeah, both great upgrades. Who have we got this week? You kick things off.
This week, first up, we have got Endegwa 01. And their frame was taken down to aluminium and carbon, and then rattle can sprayed with primer, base, clear coat, and built up with all the spare parts or second-hand components they had.
Nice job of that. Clear.
Yeah.
That paint
The only
job.
new bits on the bike were the rack and bags, pedal chain, and some purple bling bits. Cost around £250 to £300.
That looks like an awesome winter and commuter bike that they built there. I love that the Ritchie logo as well. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's not going to be plain sailings though, because there's against Jay McWilliams. And Jay McWilliams has done a brilliant upgrade. So he's bought this old knackered Peugeot, right? How much do you reckon he paid for that? £30. £30 for that whole bike, bargain.
That's
said he got it
good.
on Facebook, and he bit off more than he could chew. He says because it had loads of old unique French standards,
God.
on all the bearings
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's been a bit of a struggle, but he's done a fantastic restoration modification build to it. So he sanded down the paint, got rid of all the rusty paint, and then has sort of painted it back up in this nod to Tommy Simpson and his old vintage Peugeot. So you can see like the decals that he's put on there.
Oh, I like that.
And the polished rear triangle. And he's now fitted it with a 1x Rival group set with a 1042 cassette. So a bit of retro and modern combined, and a nice 44 tooth polished chainring.
The details in this bike are very good.
Yeah, I mean, I really like what he's done with these centerpool brakes, like reconditioning those. And he's put a Brooks saddle on it. And now he says he can join his club's retro recovery rides. Apparently that's a thing in his club.
Apparently
What
so.
a cool idea.
Yeah. I
Well,
like this.
yeah, I think they were both great upgrades this week, but it's not down to us. Vote in the app and you decide who wins a GCN water bottle. Time now for the Bike Vault, where you submit pictures of your bikes and we judge them to either be nice or super nice. If they're super nice, Alex rings the bell, they get committed to the Bike Vault for eternity. You can vote on all the bikes featured in the GCN app, and that's where you submit them to. Who have we got first up this week? I hope it's a good one.
First up is Mark 841 with his Cube Agree 2005. Very sunny where he was.
Very out of focus.
I can't even see the valves.
Poor photography skills. The tree, perfectly in focus. Look at the texture of that bark, magnificent. The bike, not in focus.
Afraid not. Nice from me.
Go back to camera school. Unbelievable. Nice.
Nice, yeah. Next up.
NJ Bark, who's submitted his Look 765 with rather nice fast-forward wheels and Shimano 105 group set of the people. What do you make of this?
Oh, very matchy.
Ticking the boxes. He's watched. He's been to camera school.
Yeah. I've got one thing I'd like to point out, not that it's to take away from anything to do with the Bike Vault rules. Excessively long outer gear cable housing by the rear derailleur.
Slight bit of chimney as well, but I'm going to go super nice.
Yeah, I'm going super nice.
Tan Trantharan 93. I definitely got that wrong. Canyon Ultimate CF SL8 2019. What do you make of that?
Stealthy. Also, what I do notice, Campagnolo wheels, Shimano group set. Not
Biggie big.
Yeah.
Biggie big. Gold chain, biggie big.
Lots of positives.
I
but
like
lots
the
of
gold on the
negatives.
bottle cage as well.
Well, that's a nice touch.
And the gold on the Super Kaz bar tape. It's really nice, but I just think that biggie big, no.
Do you know what that deserves? I'm going to shake the mixed pickles.
Mixed pickles for you. Who've we got next?
Marco Bitanti, who has got ears.
A Basso Diamante.
Yeah,
Rhymes.
2019. Oh, good colour. Metallic blue.
Oh, smally, biggie.
Smally, medium cassette. No accessories.
Mismatched valve lengths.
Oh,
the front
actually,
one's
just
long,
noticed that,
the
yeah.
rear one is teensy-weensy.
Tyres logo's not lined up as well.
Bit of chimney. There's just too many infractions
Sorry,
here.
it's just a nice, you get the pickles.
Iron Hand Glider. Iron Hand Glider has this Blucher with it's a custom road bike with 650C wheels.
1993, it's quite old.
I think that's really nice.
Oh God, that's well put together.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sold on the colour of the bar tape, but it's a smart looking bike and well presented.
Well, the owner of that bike is 11.
Well, okay,
And
we
I think
can definitely.
that's
let
a
that
super
slide.
nice.
Oh, super nice all round. Good bike.
Matthew Lovell has submitted his Carrera Virtuoso. What do you make of that?
Another matchy bike, handlebar tape as well.
Do you know what? That is a super nice.
Part.
That Leasing pump, matchy-matchied, with the white pedal, the bar tape.
Blue Elite bottle.
That's someone who cares about their equipment.
I'm going straight in. I'm going to go super nice. Are you super nice?
Super nice. Wow. Oh, that's it for this week.
That's it already.
We fired through it.
God, that was quick.
Ones, though.
Yeah.
Good ones.
Only a couple people got the pickles. Very good. That's it for this week's GCN Tech show. Hope you enjoyed the show. Let us know your thoughts on it in the comments section as well.
Yes, and if you're into checking out some pro racing, which, well, we are, we're going to go and watch Treno Adriatico now on GCN+.
Oh, yeah. We've got work to do.
We do, but...
We'll get away with it.
Yeah.
See ya.